All right, we are here again for another Star 99.9 Acoustic Session. It's Kevin Begley. We're at Riverview Bistro in Stratford. It's feeling festive in here. We got Christmas coming up in a few weeks, and we are with Seth Power. Seth, how's it going?
It's great, man. Everything's great. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. And you're from Jackson, Mississippi.
I am.
Is this your first time coming to Connecticut, or have you been here before?
This is my first time in Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah, this is the first time. So,
nice.
yeah, that was when you guys called. I was like, yeah, I mean, what better excuse to travel somewhere I've never been and play some music for some folks. So.
Well, we have some great pizza in Connecticut.
Okay.
So if you're into pizza, we have great lobster rolls. There's some good food here if you have time.
Let's try it all.
So we're playing Going Somewhere on Star right now,
right?
Which is out now. If people haven't listened to it yet, you can hear it on station. You can listen to it, and it's just such a great song. It was one of those songs where on the first listen, like it got to the hook, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in."
Yeah.
Like, so did it feel that way when you were making the song? I always wonder that with musicians.
So it's funny. Like a lot of times with songs, particularly with my songwriting style, they come in waves.
Yeah.
For me, the verses to this song came very, very quickly. And once I realized the potential that was there, it actually took me a long time to write that hook.
Yeah.
I went through multiple iterations of the hook, trying to find something that I felt like did justice to the rest of the song.
Yeah.
So I'd say it took like 2 months probably
wow.
overall to finally get those missing pieces. And I wrote with a guy out of Muscle Shoals who worked at Fame Studios, which is,
famous.
Incredible. And he's had #1 hit songs. He's a Nashville Songwriter Hall of Fame guy. And he just put me through the ringer, man. Like he pushed me so hard on this song. And at the time, it was difficult, but when we finished it, it made all the difference in the world. So.
It's almost like an athlete, right?
Yeah,
so like
that's what it felt like.
Someone training and they're trying to get better at whatever they're doing, football, golf, whatever it is.
At the end of the sessions, I mean, like I would have like headaches. I felt like I just took like the ACT or something. Like I took some huge standardized test. Trying to write a song. So,
give us a little quick history of how you got into music in the first place. So.
Yeah, I come from a musical family.
Okay.
So lots of music, lots of theater. Lots of big personalities. My mom and dad were in a band together.
Oh, wow.
So I just grew up in a house where we had pianos, we had guitars. So, as a kid, it was just an exploratory thing. I would go and sit down at the piano and play. And music always resonated with me, and I always knew that I wanted to do it. Now, doing it professionally was not really on my radar for a long time, mostly because, when you start out at something, you're not very good at it. Yeah. So for the longest time, it was just passion. Yeah. I loved recording music, loved writing songs. I wasn't all that good at it. And then, one day I look up and I was like, oh, I'm not half bad. And then I started doing open mics, and I think it just naturally snowballed into, a situation where the right person heard me and, asked me to come and, record a song and go out on the road and stuff. And it's just been a natural progression. So.
I feel like that's the best way to do it. And a lot of it is timing, right? Like you said, the right person hears your music.
Absolutely.
And it's a little bit of, having good timing too.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think I feel bad for people who decide from a really early age that they want to do it professionally, because I think it puts a lot of pressure on you.
Definitely.
And for me, like all those teenage years were it was just like passion.
Yeah.
I just loved it. And I never had any aspirations. And at the point at which I did was the point at which I was ready.
Right.
So,
or they get into it. Yeah. Their parents try to get them into it. They do it to try to make money or something. They're trying to get famous. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But,
right. But I feel like you do need that passion, especially in music.
Yeah.
That sort of natural passion.
Absolutely.
And a few years ago, you got married. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I saw that you wrote a song for the wedding. Tell us that story. That's so fun.
So that's a funny story. So the session I had with Walt Aldridge when I wrote Going Somewhere, I was walking out the door on a Sunday. The session was the week before I got married.
Okay.
So I got in trouble for leaving, going to a songwriting session 7 days before I was getting married. And but I was walking out the door, and I actually looked at Walt and I was like, "Oh, hey man, like I have this melody that I've been working on. What do you think?" And I played him the first couple bars of that song, and the last thing he said was, "Sounds like a wedding song."
Oh,
and
really?
So it just sparked something in my brain, and all the way home I wrote all the lyrics.
Wow.
So that one actually came together super quickly. But, that was a situation where it was so present. I was 7 days away from getting married. So there's a lot of, emotions were running high.
Now, did you wait till the wedding to play it for your
wife?
I
performed it.
Okay, so you
waited.
Wedding, you didn't show it to her early.
Yeah. No, I didn't. No. I had to pull something out of my hat at the wedding. So, the band that played, they were good friends of mine.
Yeah.
And I kind of snuck up there at one point, and they sat her down in a chair, and I performed for her. And, I was like, couldn't even remember half the words because I was so nervous, and it was so new. But at that point, it was just about the intention behind it. You know,
Yeah, it's already
yeah.
And it's already nerve-wracking on your wedding day in the first
yeah,
place.
absolutely.
You're like, I decided to play this new song.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And then you've become a dad too. So
yeah.
congrats on that.
Thanks, man.
And saying that you were from a musical family growing up, is that sort of it's a boy, right?
Yeah.
Is he showing interest already? Like
he loves it.
Instruments.
Yeah. I mean, when I can't, when I'm on dad duty, I just sit down at the piano with him.
Yeah.
And I just play, and he will just sit there for as long as I play.
That's so great.
And lately, when I stop playing, he starts to cry. So now I
funny.
don't know if it's turning into like a problem. Like I'm spoiling him on music, if that's even a thing. But yeah. So I mean, he seems to love it. I play guitar for him. He loves it. Whether or not he'll pursue it is up to him ultimately.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems to really enjoy it.
But I think just being around it like you were when you were a kid,
yeah.
I think that's kind of definitely.
And my wife has a beautiful voice. She won't sing, outside of the shower, but like she's got an incredible voice. Her family, there's music in her family. Her uncle was a touring musician for a long time. So yeah, I mean, who knows?
Maybe someday we'll have your whole family here playing an acoustic session. Right. So what do you have planned for 2022? What's coming up? Anything?
Just a lot of new music.
Yeah.
Working on new music. Trying to, obviously I'll be touring some, playing some shows. We're trying to iron all the details out as far as that goes. Awesome. I would really like to hop on and play with some larger artists and maybe do support for some people who are selling out.
Yeah, right.
That 15,000.
Definitely,
stuff like that. That would be fantastic. But yeah, just a lot of new music. I mean, I don't have any shortages of songs. It's just a matter of getting them down and getting them recorded and putting them out. I think that we'll probably come back and maybe do a song on radio or something. So.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Well, we're here for you. We love going somewhere.
Thanks,
and,
man.
We always appreciate, artists playing these star acoustic sessions for us and our listeners. And we like supporting new artists, too. So thank you so much for doing it, Seth.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Awesome.